how much I'm enjoying this hour. If you are still in line for Stone Wave, stay there. And I do expect this to be huge in your personal life as well as here at HSN, because it is an astonishing value on not just a coffee maker, okay, but coffee bean and tea leaves coffee system, beverage system. I need to let you know right out of the gate that the price is temporary, down to $79.95. We have 4 flex payments for you, $19.99 a month on your credit card. We welcome 8 of those. Here's the Tower of Power. You're getting 122 pods of coffee, tea, espresso, decaf, different hazelnut flavors of coffee, as well as your strong roast. This is worth more than $79.95. Oh, and yes, we're including the coffee shop technology, coffee maker, tea maker, hot cocoa maker with it. Don't let that price fool you. It's a $176 value. We're doing it today in honor of the special weekend. And you have colors to choose from. You've got the burgundy red, we've got silver, we've got black. We also have Stephanie Roberts here to tell us more about it. But you get to have your own coffee shop experience at home.
That's right.
This is going to save you so much time, so much money. And I know, Stephanie, you as a kitchen expert and food expert love a good cup of coffee.
We certainly do. And the best thing about this machine, and you know, if you know coffee technology, it is pump driven. And what does that mean? That means piping hot coffee. High pressure technology, getting every single bit of a high quality coffee bean comes out with the touch of the button. Did you notice how fast that happened? I just walked up and I touched the button. It didn't have to kind of warm up and spit and sputter, and then you kind of wander around the kitchen like, come on already, I gotta go. Because we all know that we hit the coffee and we walk out the door with it in our hand if we're running late that day. This changes so many different things about the way coffee is done. When you have pump technology, it forces the water through the beans in the filter so that you get the most out of it. It doesn't kind of sit and brew and kind of get that burnedy, something's not quite right taste with your coffee.
Fantastic.
Yeah, this is a whole different level. So Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf Company, they're coffee people. The coffee came first. Then they made a machine that perfectly brewed their coffee. The other companies, they're machine people who sell coffee that works in their machine. Let's reverse it around.
Coffee people's coffee cup right now, please.
Exactly.
And
it is finishing off here.
And here they are. They're huge out west. So if you're out west on the West Coast, you know Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf. If you're new to it, East Coast, you're just waking up right now, know that your friends on the West Coast have made this an incredible franchise. 900 stores and growing strong.
That's right. In 23 countries. East Coasters, you're missing out. Like, this is your way to get in on this.
And let me tell you, the technology is also super easy. And, you know, when I used to do the overnights, Stephanie, I used to drive home. It was like, you know, sometimes 7 in the morning, and I'd see all of these people, mainly men, weirdly enough, at these expensive coffee shops. And sometimes I'd go in, sometimes, you know, I would just drive by, and it became a thing where I noticed how many cars were in the parking lot at 6:30 in the morning.
Right.
They were making a pit stop there before they went into the office. Well, here's the deal. Make it at home. Save yourself $2, $3, $4 a day.
Absolutely.
And it makes espresso, and it works for your travel cups. And it's only $79.95. And if you're wondering where do you get the pods, we sell them here at HSN. It's coming with 122, which is more than $79.95 in terms of value. And they're also can be sold. They're sold like everywhere. You'll see them all over the place.
Okay, so I'm going to give this to you because she's like, please let me have that. And I'm going to talk you through a little bit about exactly how it works. Okay, so we take a pod. The smell is amazing, isn't it?
It is.
And with the pod, it's as easy insert as it gets. We drop it in. Your handle goes forward. Let's make sure we put a cup there for when we brew. Our handle goes forward, and we're locked and loaded. That is it. I have my choice of making 8, 10, or 12-ounce cups of coffee. I'm going to go ahead and make another 10-ounce. I push the button, and off we go. That's it.
That's it.
You can hear the pump working. Look how quick it comes out. Now look how dark this is. This is the pump-driven high-pressure technology. The bulk of your coffee comes right out in the beginning, and this is why this machine can make an amazing espresso, and I will show you that next. So there's the bulk of my coffee. Now the difference, if I want an extremely strong coffee, then I'll go ahead and make an 8-ounce because you'll see it start to weaken out here. Here comes the hot water to balance out my size. 10 ounces, and 12 ounces. So I have options, and this is what makes this CBTL machine so much better than that other coffee machine I have at home. I have options, and I can use different sizes. Speak to the taste of the coffee.
It's delicious. This is my second cup today.
She's going to be flying high.
It is so rich. You know, I don't like coffee that's bitter. This is not bitter. It doesn't taste burned. You will have actually a variety of pack comes with it. So you'll have stronger, bolder flavors. You'll have hazelnut. You'll have the espresso pods. This is so clean and rich and just everything you want coffee to be. To me, it's an emotional experience. It's comfort beverage. That's what I feel. I feel totally comforted by this and not like, oh, I don't like the taste. Instead, it's yummy.
Yes, it's an experience. And again, these are coffee people. They care about the type and quality of coffee that you are getting.
So good. So good.
Top 1% of Arabica beans used in their coffee. They're not just doing this to do it. Yes, it has a very creamy, smoothing taste. Okay, let's talk about espresso, because this is something the other single-serve machines do not do. Again, I am in my pod technology. In goes my pod. I can go ahead and load it up and press espresso. I have my choice of short or long. I'm going to go ahead and brew a short here. And out my coffee is going to come hot and piping ready to go. And when you see the espresso settle, I want to talk about the crema. It's a fancy word. We don't talk a lot about it. It just proves quality.
It does.
True espresso people know.
It shows the pressure. It shows the temperature.
That's exactly right.
And that's what gives you the coffee shop experience at home.
At your house. Who wants to leave? It is so cold out. I want to wake up and cuddle up into my quilt if I have the luxury of not running out the door and have that experience. Or if I am running out the door, I want that coffee.
Take it with you.
I want that coffee experience the minute I hit the car. I don't want to have to drive down the street, stand in the line, put my arm out the freezing cold window and ask for it.
Right.
So, okay.
And part with a lot of money.
Absolutely. So here's our espresso. The top is what we call the crema, and that shows us that we have a high-quality coffee with a pump-driven system brewed exactly right. The smell is heavenly.
Can you imagine having friends over, or just the two of you, or just you? That's great. Have yourself a cup of espresso. You don't have to go to the cafe. You have it at home. You're having friends over. It's so fast. You entertain. You're not stuck in the kitchen waiting for the coffee to brew. Everyone can brew their own.
Exactly.
Oh, would you like an espresso? Oh, let's move into the living room. Do you want some espresso? I mean, that's amazing.
Right. I can froth some milk for you and make you a latte, and I'll do that in just a minute.
You even get the frother with this.
You do. Again, options, options, options. Now, let me show you something that may very well save your relationship in your household.
Really?
Yes. Wouldn't that be a good thing to add?
Wow.
Coffee is a common battleground, right?
It's very social, too.
What kind should we have? Well, don't worry about it. We have pods. Did you really leave that in the machine? Really, I have to clean up your coffee when I want mine? The CBTL comes with a little disposal so that when I push my lever back and forth, the old pod goes plop and lands in this cute little container. So guess what? I've now made 2 of these, and they're in here. I didn't know it was sitting there, so I don't have to find somebody's leftover when I come in the morning.
Especially if you're wanting a cup of tea.
Exactly.
And you have the coffee still in the brewer.
So also, I have a little disposal.
Okay, so here's the deal. We've got Sandra in Florida, who's calling in right now, who owns one of these, is ordering another one today.
Good.
And we're going to keep making gorgeous drinks for you.
But
Sandra, tell us everything.
I absolutely love this coffee machine, is what I say every time I make a cup of coffee.
That's such a good feeling. We love hearing that. What is it that you love about it, Sandra?
It makes a perfect cup. I've had the bun, terrible, because it never was hot enough. And so I tried the Keurig. The Keurig did not work for me. And when this very first cup of coffee I made, it was absolutely perfect, heat, everywise. When those other coffee makers, your coffee doesn't really taste like coffee. It tastes like coffee because it comes out in the perfect temperature.
Every single time.
Every single time. My family's getting tired of me saying, I love this coffee maker.
Well, we're not tired of it, Sandra. Quick question for you. Tell us why you decided to come in and get a second one today.
I got the second one because in case anything ever happens to this one, I've got it. I don't ever want to be without it.
Well, also the value, you're getting 122 pods with this offer.
Exactly.
So you'll have lots of coffee and tea and espresso for many days to come. And so cheers to you, Sandra. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I love this coffee maker.
We're so glad to hear from you. Thanks, Sandra. Listen, we've just heard from Sandra. She's coming back for a second. If you have ever felt the pinch of giving someone at the drive-thru that $5 bill because you really just had a cup of coffee, if you run into the convenience store to get coffee, and again, $1 a day, even $2 a day, you know how it adds up. And how long, when did they brew it? You know, there are lots and lots of questions. How about after dinner and you have the fancy whipped cream, like dessert coffee? Or maybe every single day you're doing that special double shot, double calf, half calf math latte, or whatever they call it, you know? You can do it custom yourself. $79.95, no hassle, no having to deal with finding a parking space, no having to deal with the elements. No, I've done it myself on occasion. I've been like in bed, thought about coffee, got up, drove away to the drive-thru, came back and drank it at my house. Don't do that when you can do this instead. If you're just tuning in, this is CBTL, coffee bean and tea leaves Americano beverage system. It makes coffee, it makes tea, it makes espresso, it makes hot cocoa. You're getting 122 pods. And those pods are sold nationwide.
That's right.
However, we do sell them here at HSN, so you just quickly can order that way too. It works for travel cups.
It does. This is another feature that I want to show you. Well, you can move the way the base is situated so that I can put my travel cup right here on it, which is great for me because in that other machine, I was making the coffee in a cup, I was dumping it into my travel mug and running it out the door because it would have never fit. So I have my option of raising it up high for espresso, keeping it in the middle for a traditional mug, or when I'm ready to go, I can brew it right into the travel. What about right over ice? Right? Why not?
Good idea.
It's not always freezing cold in our lives, although right now it's hard to imagine it any other way in the depths of winter here. But
iced coffee,
iced coffee, you got it. So again, the space-savingness of not having to do one thing over here and one thing over there. And in terms of space in general, a lot of those other machines, their reservoir sits on the side.
It takes up a lot of space.
So think about the footprint it takes up on your counter. This one, 50 ounces of water in the reservoir sitting behind the machine, so it's extremely sleek. It slides right in on your counter. It's got a cute little flip top, so I can refill my water right through the top, and I don't have a big, bulky piece of equipment on my counter. It is very sleek and sophisticated.
Let's push the button.
Mine never leaves the counter.
Here we go.
I want to bring my tea out next here. Look at this.
175 rave reviews at 100 of the 175 reviews at hsn.com are perfect 5 stars.
Oh, I love that.
Look at the gorgeous tea.
Yes, and what do I not see? I do not see all the extra leaves and grainies floating on the bottom that I don't want. I don't want sediment in my tea. I want a perfectly steeped tea. I am not as much of a tea connoisseur as I am a coffee connoisseur, but I have loved this tea. I have become one because there's just certain times in the afternoon where that is what I crave.
You want some tea when you want it.
And again, let's say I want another cup. I pull my lever back. My little old used pod goes right into the disposal
Have a tea party
container.
with your girlfriend.
You can. I don't have to pull it out and look at it. I don't have to be mad if anybody doesn't take it to the garbage for me. And I'm going to go ahead and brew up just another one of those. So again, lots and lots of options.
No coffee grains to deal with. No worrying about, oh, do we still have filters? We're going to show you one more time an instant replay. But if you're just tuning in, this is HSN at its finest. We have a price break, which is temporarily at that low price, for your CBTL coffee machine that is a coffee brewer, is a tea brewer. It's not just water running over the beans, the grounds. It's not just water running over the tea leaves. It's actually taking coffee shop technology with the pressure and the temperature into your home. And in this case, at the lowest price ever, it's about $100 off compared to retail. And you're getting 122 of these delicious coffees, teas, espressos. So you can sample all of the different flavors, get your favorites. We only have about 90 seconds left. Oh, look at this espresso.
We're going to have a little dessert espresso, perhaps. Pour it over some ice cream, have the creamies melt all in together. Again, this is the way to do single-serve espresso. This filter is different than this cup. This just shoots through the middle, It kind of blasts the coffee to the sides, and what you get kind of drips out the side. We call this rain shower technology. High pressure pump throws it through the filter so that the coffee rains down evenly in my cup. As a result, I'm getting every inch of value out of my pod. And I love that because sometimes I get asked, well, why are they smaller? Am I not getting as much coffee?
That's a good question.
You're not wasting anything. You will use every bit of this. When you peel one of these open, it's blown to the sides, it's stuck to the sides. That is not how we want our coffee to be. So we get the finest quality beans. The coffee people chose the coffee first and then made the machine to match. They did not make a machine that's cool and then throw some yuck coffee together. So the aroma, the smoothness, and you said you're not an espresso fan because you don't like bitter.
That's really good.
There's no bitter. Very
That's amazing.
smooth.
Okay, for $79.95, remember you're getting 122 cups of coffee, tea, espresso for only the pods alone. That's an amazing buy. You'll be obsessed with this too, just like we are and just like Sandra was. So stay with us. Stephanie, you're back today at 4 a.m.
tomorrow morning.
4 a.m. tomorrow morning. Cheers. Thank you,
Cheers.
Stephanie. Angie's in the spotlight. Come back for our lowest price ever.